totally bizarre for that species. So your primate family and your herbivores, your elephants, your horses, and your cows, some of the strongest animals on this planet. Note lack in endurance. We use them for their power. And, of course, very intelligent beings. And they don't eat any meat at all. No protein at all. What's that? And our species fits right in with the frugivorous species. So this concept of protein, I could go over that for hours, holds no water whatsoever, and only serves to break down the human body. There's been one study after another study through the years, and last year, Shepard Smith was saying there was a 30-year study, I believe, linking high-protein diets to colon cancer. What they're not looking at is that same damage to kidneys. If your creatinine in your blood is more than 0.6, you're starting to lose your kidneys. I don't care if it's within normal ranges. You know, we look at things a little closer here in chemistry. So, watch yourself. So, what about your lymph fluid, though? Your blood has to be base chemistry, alkaline chemistry. Well, let's first establish a fact. Most cells, matter of fact, all of them I know of, eliminate waste. Got to. Essential. Because they're consuming. When you consume, you must eliminate, correct? So, cellular waste, what side of chemistry do you think most of them lie on? Absolutely. Acids. Acids are generally the byproducts of metabolism, respiration, all types of chemical interactions in the human body, outside of the human body, it's everywhere. Most of these byproducts are acids. That's why you can't have several pounds of acids being created at the cellular level or interstitially and eat acids foods at the same time. That's the man's problem, and he's going downhill on a fast-moving train. The genetics are about to kill us all. If I sit here and I'm talking to you and I'm working my muscle here, what am I creating? Lactic acid, right? Now, that's okay if what? If I can remove that acid. Is it my blood's job to remove that acid? What happens if the blood gets acidic? And you can't convert all acids to bases. That's stupid. Nope. You've got separate eliminative organs for that. You can see that when the skin gets backed up subcutaneously with acids. Eczema, psoriasis, all types of skin rashes. Absolutely. These are all acids. That's why it makes the skin red. What happens if you forget to change your baby's diaper in a timely manner? See a little rash on the bottom? How come? A urine rash? Where'd that come from? Acids. The same acids that are at the cellular level, but hopefully the bacteria in the lymph nodes took those 3 pH acids, like phosphoric, carbonic, lactic acids, and brought them up to about 6. It's far better to have a 6 pH acid hit your kidneys than a 3, because it's 3 pH acids that causes cancer. Cancer is just simply a damaged cell by acids. What acids damage cells? Any of them. Pick them. Acids don't differentiate. They don't say, oh, you're a good cell, I'm not going to touch you, I'll get this one over here. They're acids. And acids are acids, and they will always be acids. The only way to stop an acid is with base chemistry. You don't stop acids with an acid. When you come into an emergency room, whether by ambulance or you're walking in, most emergency room visits is acidosis. So we start an IV, we hang a bag of normal saline, or the guys, the EMTs, did it in the ambulance, and they start running alkaline chemistry through your blood. Why? Because all trauma and all ER visits are dietary related or trauma. All acidosis. And of course we're going to start cooling you down. That's the same reason we use corticosteroids. Inflammation is acidosis. And we're going to give you steroids to back down that inflammation. Not the right way, but certainly in a stat situation, may be possible. It should, especially spinal cord stuff, so you don't damage tissue. The big issue is your lymph system's got to pull those acids out of there, not your blood. Your blood doesn't clean up the mess. Your lymph system cleans up the mess. Your lymph system is the janitor, and that cleans up the mess, not the blood. Your blood is simply the kitchen, bringing home the goodies. But your lymph must clean up all trauma, all tissue, all mess. That's why wounds don't heal well. Surgery doesn't heal well. Because they're always done where there is acidosis, where there's trauma and you don't heal well, you cannot regenerate cells in your body in an acid medium. That's why medical doctors have no ability to regenerate tissue, and that's all we do is regenerate tissue and remember cells genetically, because we know the truth about energy, chemistry, and how the body works. We don't work on these antiquated theories that hold no water and has man afraid to look outside, afraid they'll catch something. Ridiculous, crazy, insane. And it's been the downfall of the human race, both monetarily. Look at what the allopathic community's done to the monetary system of this country. We have a hospital down here that charged $9,000 for one EKG, which is $60. I don't care if I overcharge you $200, and a chest X-ray, which is $70. If I overcharge you $200, they charge $9,000. These people are being looked at, hopefully, by the State Attorney General's office. Fawcett needs to be charged. Bad. That's what's the problem. They're not the solutions. They're the problems. So we have to correct that. So it's important that you understand acids and the vital need of the body to remove them. That's why the lymph system is a thicker, mucousy, lipid-based fluid, because it deals with the acid side of chemistry. Now, the acid side of chemistry, it's like a little Pac-Man. But what it does, acids create what they call an anionic environment. An anionic environment is an environment of coagulation and dehydration. So this fluid has a tendency to get thick. You ever cough up a real big mucus plug and how thick that is? That's what happens to the lymph system in your body. It gets thickened, hardened. Some of these tumors get hard as a rock. What's a tumor? Pocket of fluid. What kind of fluid do you think you're going to find in a tumor? Same kind of fluid you're going to find in a boil or a pimple? Or how about a cyst? Absolutely. You only have two fluids in the human body primarily. What are those? Interstitial fluids, blood and lymph. Blood and lymph. The dominant fluid, a little water, okay. Blood and lymph dominates the human body, period. End of story. So, real important to understand the lymph system, because that's where 99% of all the problems, all the pain, all the swelling. I don't care what arthritis it is. I don't care what lupus, Lyme's. I mean, they lump these as autoimmune. What's autoimmune about any of those? Nothing. That's your sewer system. And so what if you get a viral? Your sewer system is a dump. It's your culturing medium. You have no culturing medium, you have no problem. You have no acidosis, you have no pain and swelling. Congestive heart failure, pulmonary edema. These are all lymphatic problems. Gangrene, lymphatic problems. Of course, it just happens to be the kidneys are at the core of the problem. And well, now we got the adrenals. So what do you see? All the diabetes. So now they blame diabetes causing kidney problems. Are you serious? It's the reverse. This is the problem. What medical doctors believe, if you reversed it, you'd probably find the truth. And that's one of them. The problems with the kidneys and the adrenals in the first place, that affects sugar metabolism. There's no such thing as diseases. If you want to empower yourself with knowledge, get rid of this idea and fallacy and concept of an illusion of diseases, because they don't exist. Everything is chemistry and physics in action, and you have cause and effect. And of course, the overriding principle is the strong survive, the weak are consumed. And you must understand that cellularly and what nature does to eliminate its weaknesses. You also must learn in chemistry what the body does to fight acids. And your body has two main antacids in the human body. And those two main antacids in the human body is number one, cholesterol, and LDL, of course, is what your adrenal steroids are made from. HDL is phospholipids, all in the cell wall. Why? Protection against acids. Your body must protect itself against the use of acids. There is a protection with estrogen. Estrogen is acidic. But what protects the body from too much estrogen burn? Progesterone. How about testosterone? Progesterone. You can use any corticosteroid, would work. How about hydrochloric acid in the stomach? Bicarbonate from the pancreas. So if you have true acid reflux, you're going to have bicarbonate problems in the pancreas, aren't you? Absolutely. So understanding this war between the two sides and what the body has to do to win, because if acids win, you lose. And you can name any condition there is out there, and you're going to always use the word acidosis. Acidosis, acidosis. There's only two sides to chemistry. Pick one. There's only two major fluids of the human body. Pick one. You're going to be 50% right. How'd you like to go to Las Vegas and bet $1 million and know you got 50% chance to win? So, real important to understand the gigantic lymph system and the role the kidneys and the skin play in the elimination of this, and that the adrenal glands are the controlling parties to the kidneys. And of course the thyroid controls how the fevers of the body and can control the elimination through the skin. So getting healthy is primarily focused on the lymph. Blood is easy. Just change your diet to fruits and veggies. You'll clean the blood, everything's good. But I got to go through the blood to get to the lymph. And vegetables are not good to get to the lymph. Only fruit and berries and melons are good to move lymph. And especially your subacid and acid fruits are the king of moving lymph. But you got to get the kidneys to filter, means you got to get your adrenals up. So we use herbs to help do that. We use herbs to pick up the adrenals. We use herbs to get the kidneys to filter. We use herbs to move the lymph. Outside of that, you have glandulars to help these endocrine glands to pop up and do better. But it's a trip. Getting well isn't taking one supplement. Getting well isn't taking a pharmaceutical. Getting well isn't taking something magic out there. Getting well is a process of unwinding what you created unknowingly, but what you created in your own body. And that, of course, rests on the chest of genetics. And the whole thing, I have videos in the front of these talking about genetics and how creation is put together. Understand how creation is put together, which is very simple, and you'll get a good understanding of why there's memory, and memory in all things, including plants, including animals, and including cells. So take time and understand this lymph system, and take a look at your lymphatic system, because it is the system that is protecting you, but it's also the system that's hurting you. You know, the ironic thing is most people die on their own waste. And these are acids. And you'll learn to respect acids. The pH scale, or what we measure acids with, we measure acids through the use of the atoms of hydrogen. So we have pH, or the potential of hydrogen. And so what we have is a scale from 0 to 14. 0 to 7 is basically the acid side, where 7 is neutral, and then from 7 on is the base or alkaline side of chemistry. Very simple scale, right? Look at Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi. They all have a pH of about 2.8, 2.9, 3 pH. So let's call it 3 pH. Pretty hot stuff. Put a Coke in your mouth, burn my mucosa, because acids burn. Ow! Or you can feel the heat from acids, right? Gatorade. Minnesota School of Dentistry found Gatorade to be 2.85. So I heard the National Football League got wind of that. I hope so, because you don't rehydrate in an acid medium. That's what dehydrates you. You rehydrate in a base or alkaline mix. So why would they sell Gatorade to anybody? I don't know. Or any of them. These are acid drinks. We got to get away from acids. Part of the problem, not part of the solution.